Washington with a look at Axios AM national political reporter for Axios, Jonathan Swan. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Hey, Jonathan.
Good morning.
What's up, bud?
Hey, guys.
Hey, talk to us about Axios' one big thing today.
So we have obtained memos, lists of disloyal officials, quote-unquote disloyal officials, that have been compiled for President Trump over the last year. We all have read about the fact that he wants to purge the government of never-Trumpers, people who are disloyal to him. But what hasn't been reported is the extent of this effort and the extent to which Trump has been amassing material over the past year that has been supporting his suspicions. So one recent memo that I was briefed on is called the Jesse Liu memo. So you may remember earlier this month, President Trump surprised a lot of people when he withdrew the nomination that he'd already made of a woman named Jesse Liu. She was the former U.S. attorney for D.C., involved in the prosecution of Roger Stone. Stephen Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary, puts her up for a senior Treasury job. Trump withdraws it. What we have uncovered is a memo that was given to the president that he perused, that made a striking impression on him, that outlined sort of a catalogue of her misdeeds in the eyes of one of these conservative activists that's dealing with the president. It included the fact that she did not indict Andrew McCabe, the deputy FBI director, and the fact that she had signed a sentencing filing for General Michael Flynn. So you get a sense of what's happening. It's not just the people that they want to get rid of, it's also people they want to come in. One of the names that really stood out to me in the list that were given to him, Dan Bongino, you may have seen him on Fox News.
Yeah.
On Sean Hannity's show, he's been recommended. This is a list that Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, she handed this list to President Trump. The list recommends Dan Bongino for a senior counterterrorism or homeland security advisor role.
So, Jonathan, let me ask you about this for a moment, because we talk a lot about, the inner workings of this administration. You certainly know it better than we do. But this notion that a sitting president of the United States would have some kind of political hit list to remove adversaries or people who don't agree with him from office raises a lot of serious ethical questions about how our government functions. And I'm curious to just get your thoughts from your reporting. Do you know if any of these individuals that have, been targeted by the president intend to fight back in any way, shape, or form? Have you spoken to them about what their next steps are and those names that you've mentioned maybe on that list?
I'm not going to get into any conversations I may or may not have had with people on the list, but what I'll tell you that's unusual about this is apart from the fact that the list exists, we're 3 years into a presidency, and most of these people are political appointees, meaning President Trump appointed them. He allowed his cabinet secretaries or his presidential personnel office to appoint them. He calls them the deep state, but many of these people are the state that were put in by the people that Trump entrusted and appointed. And now he's reviewing lists of people who, again, to underscore again, his own administration appointed, but are never Trumpers, quote unquote, disloyal, etc. So that's the really striking thing about a lot of this.
Quite remarkable and distressing. Jonathan Swan, again, with that great reporting. Thanks very much for bringing light to this important subject.